Okay, so we learned the basics of the traceback and the interactive debugger. Let's do a case study. So we're going to use this example, right? So, um, okay, so we're going to use this example that the author has in the textbook. Um, but the first few fixes has nothing to do with the Shiny. So when you have an error, make sure that you fix your R code. So I'm going to skip that fixing the R code part, and I'm going to jump to Shiny error. Okay, so Shiny part. So let me copy. So where will be? So okay, so that will be the initial code. So let me go. So here, let's save this to section 2.4 and then select all, delete, Shiny app, and then what do we have? Okay, so UI and server code. Here, we're using sales data set that you guys are familiar with, right? Um, in the previous module, we use the same data set, sales, right? So in other words, you guys need to import the data, right? So you guys have the same data set, so just copy and paste it here, right? So we need sales and then read underscore, what is it? Is it CSV function? CSV, yep. CSSV, double quotation. And then remember, guys, the Shiny app's working directory is right here. Okay, so data. Ah, so this is yeah, that's at it. So um, the working directory currently is master Shiny, right? So this is working directory. So what I want to do is so we're in folder long folder. So I want to set this as working directory so that when I hit tab here, it'll give me the list of files and folders in this folder. Hit tab again. There you go. So, um, so the author fixes our code here, right? And then he realizes subset is a better function. So the final um, so after fixing our code, this is a better code here. Okay, first selected, the interactive value. Yeah, subset instead of base R code here. And yeah, if we wanna run it over multiple lines, we wanna have curly bracket. So let's put this. So the reason that I want to put curly bracket and want to run it in multiple lines is because I want to show you guys there are two ways to insert the browser, right? So we can put browser function like that, or we can put a breakpoint like that, right? So this is where our author is here. So when he runs it, oh, so we need to load the package, tidyverse, right? So this read underscore CSV function is from read R package, which is part of tidyverse environment, right? So right again. All right. So the problem here is, um, we have different categories in territory. So different territories here. Now, when you select NA, nothing shows up, but there should be data. I mean, go over the textbook here up to this point, right? And that is an issue that he's trying to address. So unlike the previous case, there is no error, right? Unlike the previous video, we had an error. Um, Here we don't have an explicit error, but it's not, the app is not behaving the way it should, because we know there's we have information under NA territory, but it's not showing up, right? So something must be going on here, right? So we want to find out what's causing it. So we can either put browser function right above subset function line, or we can just put the breakpoint and then run it again. So let's close and let's run it. So we have this browser showing up, right? Um, and then let's check this, right? In the browser, input territory, can access reactive value. Oh, so we're running it here, but we actually want to run it inside reactive value, which is line 12. So let's click on this next line, okay? And let's run this again, input territory. Okay, looks like we just jumped, right? So I'm gonna try this again. Let's stop. So it looks like we put this breakpoint in the wrong place. So instead of line 11, inside reactive function, right there. By the way, remember this territory. Um, I mean, if you look at the textbook, well, I'll just show you here. Is it running? All right, let me close it. So let me show you this what values we have in territory first. So let me run this. So in the environment we have sales, right? Um, so this unique sales territory. So unique function extracts unique values in this territory column in sales data set. Okay. So you can see that there are four unique values, and A is one of them. And it is the very first one. So the app will initialize to this NA. But note that the others are in quotation, and so that's character data. And NA here is not in quotation, meaning that data is not available. It's not the same as NA in quotation. Okay, and that will be important um, when we run this code here. So now we have the breakpoint in the right place, hopefully line 12 inside the reactive function, and let's run the app. Okay, so now in the browser, right, we're going to type the code. The code I want to type is input territory. You can highlight, or you can type. Highlight and control enter is better, right? I mean, it types it here, right? And you note that what is showing up is NA in double quotation, which is not the same as this NA, right? So that's why, because this filter function or the subset function is subsetting sales data set. And the condition is when territory has this value, um, what is it? Dot NA. It initializes to, not dot NA, I'm sorry, NA, the character value, NA. So, okay, hold on. So we have the sales data, right? So what the function does is it goes through, where's the territory? Uh, okay. Where is territory? Oh, territory is very, very end. So order number and territory. Yeah. So I'm gonna just select two columns here. So what this function does here, subset, right? So what it does is this user provided territory. So this initializes to NA, but that NA is character, right, in quotation. And subset, in other words, filter for rows that have that character value NA in the territory column. That's what it's doing, the subset function line, right? Now, the author's intention. is to select row number one because it has NA and filter out row two because it has EA, which is not NA. Filter out row number three out, row number four in, right? That's what the author expects the app to work, but it's not doing that. It's filtering out every row, right? Because it's not showing up. Nothing shows up. That's because this NA is not the same as character NA that the app initialized to, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem. Okay, so this is how um, you find out. You can use the browser. You can use the browser um, to find out, what's causing the error, right? So the solution here is we have to find a way to differentiate this NA and character NA. So the solution that the author suggests is in the textbook. So that's right here. Okay. So you can copy and paste the code in here and make the app work. But again, that's not the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise here is when you have an error in Shiny code, in Shiny, right? How to locate the error using traceback result, right? And then how to use the browser function to what is causing the error? Why part, right? So traceback is for where the error is, and the browser interactive debugger is for why. All right. So um, that was a really good lesson, guys, because I know so far in the semester when you had an error, you didn't know what to do with it. You don't know where the error is and what is causing the error, right? So this is how you do it. Great job. I'll see you in the next video.